Welcome back to the Digital Illusion Podcast, where we discuss importance like the Krusty Krab, pizza. Here's the pizza, for you and Thank you. I was very worried you weren't going to follow me up on that one.
Hey, dude, I have to do what I have to do.
Welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Brennan, and this is my co-host, Justin. And we got some very short news, and then we're going to move on into our topic, Justin.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Well,
we're going to move right in with no lube.
This one's probably the most interesting bit of news that we have, and is somebody made a fully functioning Furby Xbox controller.
Sounds too stupid.
I'm gonna send you a picture.
This stupid. It's disturbing and stupid. Holy shit, I hate it.
It's so gross. This is like right after the whole Sonic thing, so...
Oh. Why? Looks like something out of Monsters, Inc., bro.
Right? You don't... I mean, like, I don't even want to lie, though. Kind of want it, just for the novelty. Just hang that up on the shelf. And then, for the final piece of news, Modern Warfare 2 was announced.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, guys. Not much to really know about it, other than the screen of Modern Warfare 2 is here.
I mean, yeah, other than the fact that the logo is literally just the Google, like, Gmail logo. Just repainted.
Yep.
So, yeah. That's some pretty exciting stuff. I'm just hoping that they don't mess it up like some of their more recent games.
I agree.
Justin, I've got questions.
I have answers.
What are your some pretty unpopular opinions?
Well, pizza's actually a stupid item.
What?
Sorry?
Hold on. Is this legit?
No, I
was just about to say, it was like, there's so many times that I've gotten you pizza. Have you just been holding back on me and just making me feel good about myself?
I just had pizza like not 30 minutes ago, so...
Oh, okay. Well, basically, that is the tone that I'm setting here, Justin. We're going to be talking about some pretty unpopular opinions, whether it be gaming or just kind of unpopular opinions that we have in general.
Okay.
So I guess I will kind of get this started just to kind of give you some ideas of something that you want to pull up. So number one, I want to talk about hard video games. Hard video games.
Oh, hard.
What did you think I said?
I thought you said like ARD, like ARD, or BARD, like BARD. Ard.
We're going to talk about Sea of Thieves this episode.
Sea of Thieves is a good but bland game.
That's actually a good topic. Like,
yeah,
it really is very bland, but it's very good. You get like 10 minutes of pure enjoyment, and then you also feel like you're playing Wind Waker and just sailing towards nothing for an hour.
But it's not just that, it's also there's a lot of dicks that reside in that game, and you can't do any dedicated or solo servers.
They still haven't done that?
No, I don't think they ever will. I get the whole point of the pirate game like that, whatever. It's more of the fact that I would love to just go around and kill skeletons as a pirate, you know?
Yeah.
In a pirate world. I mean, why don't they just make AIs to come and fight you that aren't as annoying as people that are insanely relentless on the game that will always just come back just to destroy you for no reason?
Oh, yeah, just to, like, force you into a different server, and they're like, oh, yay, we got the server clear. Now what? Because that's all they do in the game. They just loot what other people do.
Yeah, it's pretty pathetic. Great game. I have high hopes for it. Maybe in the future, maybe there's going to be a Sea of Thieves 2. Who knows?
Well, haven't they kind of like announced some story mode stuff?
They have been doing the story mode, but the problem that I have with their story modes, especially with the Pirates of the Caribbean one, is
Oh yeah, that was a random
people
one.
can still interrupt your story missions.
Seriously?
Like, you can do a lot of things in their like solo little worlds, but then you have to do things on the open sea, and people can still come mess with you. In their when they first released their tall tales or whatever they called them, doing
Yeah.
those was so annoying because you would go to an island, you think you're alone for a while, and then someone pulls up and ruins your entire story mission that you have to redo.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense in order to actually do a story if someone can literally just keep coming and bashing your shit in. Gosh, I want to play
Yeah.
that game again, and I want it to be damn good, but it's just I don't know.
Maybe we'll have to just go in on it. Is it cross-platform?
Oh yeah, it's cross-platform. Mainly like just anything that can play with like Xbox and stuff. I think even Steam is added to the list now.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, maybe I'm trying to decide if I should just get it on my PC or my Xbox.
Should be on Game Pass on PC.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I've been deciding.
No.
It's just there. I'm just like, you gotta decide
Yeah.
now. But yeah, that's actually that's a good way to start it off though, because I feel like a lot of people will defend that game till they die, but
Or hate on it.
you gotta there's no in between. Like I guess we are the in between. That opinion would be the in between. You either
Sure.
defend it or hate it.
Well, that's how you have to go about with all games. Not every game is literally just a stupid pile of shit.
Yeah.
There is also good inside of bad. Except for Cyberpunk, they killed everyone.
Yeah. I'm still holding out hope that they fix it, but not biting
No,
down on that
they're
belt
still
too
good.
hard.
They're still good in the game, but it's overall bad.
I don't know if we talked about this. Have you played Cyberpunk?
More cons than pros. We could talk about that for a while, but nah.
Okay.
No, I watched gameplay on it, and there is just too much wrong with it that would make me want to even play it myself. Unpopular opinion: Cyberpunk is an amazing game.
What is that posted by CD Projekt Red?
Yeah, and the John Wick himself.
I don't even. Does he even care about that game? Does he even remember being in that game? I haven't heard him say a single thing since they released Cyberpunk. He loved the idea of it leading up to its release, but then the second it released, flatlined. He just disappeared.
Oh, yeah. He was literally the Homer meme where he backs up into the bush right as he saw the game be released and not do good. It just he resides back.
He's like, I'm not defending this.
Yeah, nope.
Yeah. But hey, unpopular opinion. Hard doesn't evil.
Hard doesn't evil. Yeah,
Sorry.
hard. Yeah.
One day I'm gonna have a podcast episode where I don't just totally mess up.
I doubt that, but continue.
Unpopular opinion. Hard video games don't equal fun.
Sure.
Elden Ring is a good example. Or any Souls game. Any Souls game is a good example. I was just playing Fallen Order on its hardest difficulty on stream. Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you this. It doesn't make the game any more fun.
No, and I think it's mainly about games should be experienced the way that you want to play them, and I don't think they should be limited to a specific hard or major difficulty.
Well,
Same thing with like Sea of Thieves, right? Like we were just saying with Sea of Thieves, is you can't really set your difficulty because you never know what you're going to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And when something's too hard for you to beat, when someone comes and they take all your shit that you worked for 2 hours for, what's fun about that?
Yeah,
You're not playing the game that you want to play.
Yeah, and enemies that just like one shot you and everything like that, and all you can do is slowly chip away at your health. Like I don't see the fun in that. Like people defend it. It's like, oh, it's super hard. It makes it super fun. It's like there's nothing wrong with a challenge in a video game, but when you're going in and there's just all you do is just die over and over again, you just each and every time you die, you lose more and more of that like enjoyability factor. And that's where the difference between hard and challenging comes in. Because challenging means that there's a possibility of finishing this game. Hard means you're going to look at this game and regret ever owning it.
See, the thing is that I find very annoying about stuff that's too hard is the repetitiveness. Yeah, I play Destiny, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. A lot of things are repetitive and stuff. When they first added Grandmasters to Destiny, Grandmaster Nightfall is like every enemy, it's exactly what you're saying. It's like it's too challenging. You get one shot by anything.
And you just
To
slowly
me,
chip away at their health.
yeah, and it to me, it's like I find those to be a waste of my time. Yeah, you get some sort of one little reward at the end or whatever, but it's not value to me in the amount of time that I have to spend
Yeah.
and lose and restart and do it again over and over again.
I agree with that, and like I think games lately have just kind of like I think older games understood the difference between like hard and challenging. There was like the progression, you know, but you know it was a challenge rather than hard. And most games now are just like make it hard. That'll get them locked in.
Yeah.
But
But I mean, a good example of a good challenge is think about the different way you can play the Legend of Zelda games, specifically like Master Quests.
yeah,
When you can go with Ocarina of Time, you play through the entire story. Yeah, it's easy or whatever after you get used to it. So basically, with the Master Quest, you play through the normal campaign, you go to the Master Quest, everything is mirrored. You have different challenges, you have different things to work through, different puzzles, but it's not so overtly hard that you can't get past things.
yeah, and the swapping of the map was that challenge factor, and then the addition of making like there's nothing different about the enemies besides the fact that they do double damage instead of one
Yeah.
heart they'll do two, you know. So I mean like that wasn't like insanely difficult. Master mode is the definition of a challenge rather than just hard.
Another thing is like New Game Plus, right? Games that have their normal campaigns, but then have their different difficulties and stuff. But then at the end of the game, you have the option to start a new game, but harder, right?
Yeah, but
So it
then
kind
you
of
also
gives you
get
that.
all of your stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Or I mean, sometimes you have to restart.
Yeah.
But we could talk about Dying Light 2 for a second here.
Oh, trust me, it's on the list.
Yeah. Might as well kind of come out with that one. They barely just added New Game Plus to the
Wait,
game.
really? I didn't even know that it wasn't in the first place.
Yeah, so it wasn't in the game, and I just saw a thing that they just added it.
Oh boy.
And the thing is about Dying Light 2, what made the game. You know what? Let's talk about Dying Light 2, Brandon. All right,
Yeah.
let's get cracking.
Unpopular opinion, Dying Light 2 was mid.
Yes, it was definitely very, very mid.
Which was
Some of the main reasons going from Dying Light 1 was super satisfying to murder a challenging enemy and then having the ability to pick up the weapon that they were hitting you with. In Dying Light 2, that entirely shifted into you have to find weapons on their own. Enemies don't drop them.
Yeah, I noticed that.
It pisses me off.
It kind of took like more of an RPG route in Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
And it's
Very like open your chests to get loot.
It I think Dying Light 2 really lost the charm that Dying Light 1 had, where I don't think any of the characters were very relatable or worth getting a connection to in Dying Light 2.
They weren't.
Besides
I think we talked about Dying Light a little bit, right?
I don't think we have.
Or I think we have a little bit on another podcast. Holy shit, we're already doing that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I'm going to have to go back and listen, but...
But in general, like, it's not that great. Definitely lost a lot of that, so...
I think, I don't understand what the point of, like, introducing a new character, yet basically, like, not wanting to get rid of the old character. They basically were just like, we can't use Crane, but we'll just use our next best option, which is a dude who is almost exactly like Crane and voiced by the same guy, but he's not Crane. It's like
Yeah.
they just really wanted Dying Light 1 back, and then they just kind of like forced a new angle on it that wasn't good.
Right. And it doesn't have that replayability that Dying Light 1 had. Kind of being that, I mean, me and you, I remember we went back in Dying Light 1 and we played, this was a while ago, obviously,
Yeah.
where we were the cops of Haran.
Yeah!
We would go around with like Glocks, and then we would go around with batons.
God.
Yeah,
That
batons
was
and stuff. And we would hit, and we would be the what do they call it? Peacekeepers, pretty much.
Yeah.
And we'd just have the stupidest time just going around and punching the shit out of zombies. Things were a little bit more satisfying back in that game. Honestly, it was a lot more fantasy, and I think most of the time, games cannot do sequels well.
No. A lot of games. It's the same thing with movies. It's like once the first movie comes out, they're like, "Oh, it's doing really well. Sequel," even though weren't really kind of prepared for a sequel.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Unless the game plans to have a sequel, you're never gonna get a good sequel out of it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that's the thing that people don't really see with Valve and with Portal and Half-Life and Left 4 Dead. I think they kind of more planned to make those. I don't think they were going to go past 2. What happens if they do and they misdeliver it, right?
Yeah.
And then everyone hates them.
Yeah. I had another, like, I mean, Portal 2 was all right, but I don't think they'll ever make a Portal 3, you know? At that point...
it's like, what's the point of making another one? Portal 2 is basically like, it's honestly meant to be co-op, right?
Well, yeah.
I mean...
After that, after Shell escapes, you know, it's all left up to Peabody and the other one. The other robot. And, you know, like...
guy.
Yeah, the other guy. But, yeah, like, there's not really any kind of story to them. They're immortal robots. I don't understand what more story you could want out of Portal.
And that's the thing that people don't realize is stories need to have an end. There is a beginning, there is a climax, there is an end.
That's why you don't...
That's how stories work.
That's why TV shows always die off, like... the TV shows just keep going and going and going because they plan an end, but then the company or something like that is like, "Oh wow, this TV show is making a lot of money. Keep it going," and then it just dies, and then it totally ruins it for anybody.
Well, see, that's the thing is like you're gonna notice that with a lot of shows is they start to fizzle out because they don't have the ideas to support it. When The Office first got rid of Michael Scott, that's when everything kind of went downhill, right?
Yeah.
Because he was like the main person that made that show super cringy, super awkward.
Mm-hmm.
You can't replace that. That is Steve Carell's character, right? At that point, just let the show end. It's making money, whatever. I get that business, but like stories need to end, and why not end it at a note where it's still endearing?
With specifically The Office, I can agree with, like, they should have ended it a long time ago, because they also kind of just started changing character story arcs and stuff like that, just to make it interesting again. I mean, like, the fact that, like, Jim and Pam kind of, like, completely switched into different people towards the end, like, almost leading to their divorce.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's like, yeah, it shows like reality in a way, but like you also need to be supportive in general, and they always were supportive of another. Why all of a sudden are they not supporting another?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, it was that arc and a just totally weird storyline at the end. But even with Kevin, actually, they changed Kevin up to be extremely stupid, right? Where at the beginning, if you watch the show, he's not like this stupid oaf. He's just kind of like a slower, really quiet, monotone dude.
Yeah, and then people just kind of took it that way of like, oh, he's stupid. So they're like, oh, he's stupid now.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. Like, I think they actually had so much planned for that character, and they were
You're
just like,
stupid
no.
now.
There's actually this like whole theory that Kevin is actually like the smartest one there or some shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I mean, they kind of show that with the episode where they're talking about pies, and he can do math when you involve pies,
Yeah,
but when you can't, but when you don't use, yeah, it's funny. Anyway, Office isn't gaming, but in general, as a story part of an arc, there needs to be an end to video games at some. Well, not all video games. Just,
Cox gun.
we need to end video games now.
No
more.
Like, I don't understand. I feel like, yeah, people really need to learn the concept of letting go. Like,
Yeah.
unpopular opinion, there's nothing wrong with letting go.
No. There's always the saying of like, if you love it, let it go, or let it die. You know, like if you love me, let me go, whatever, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be that sort of thing. That has always been around for so long, and why not just do that with games? Stop pushing it so hard.
No. There's
Unpopular opinion, Pokemon needs to die.
Yes, actually, I had a very similar like kind of twist on that. My opinion was Pokemon died after stuff like nature and stuff like that was added.
Excuse me?
Like nature and stuff like that. You know those like nature buffs and stuff like that? How like a Pokemon can have like good nature or bad nature or something like that.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like where they have like boosted attack or speed and all that.
I think Pokemon truly should have stopped when they started getting way too complicated.
Honestly, yeah, I think, you know what, I definitely agree with that. I honestly just think they should have just kept element types. Right? Just keep it just keep it at the elements.
And plus, I mean, you're also right, like they really need to stop, or at least like if you're going to make new games, like just stop making new Pokemon, and if you're going to make new Pokemon, at least take some artistic liberties from people online, because they have better Pokemon than just fucking Garbodor or the ice cream that lives.
Yeah, dude. I always thought it was so stupid that one of the Pokemon you actually have to train with your device upside down.
What?
Yeah, they involved motion into it where you had to play with your device upside down and level it up that way. It's so weird. It's cool. It's a cool concept and stuff, like adding different types of ways to level them up and all that. But it got to a point of like, where's the creativity? Like, obviously you're just making funny look animals, haha, big eyes, little cutie.
Yeah.
But it's just a cash grab at this point. Like, who gives a shit about Violet and Scarlet now?
Yeah,
I don't.
Is that a thing? Is that the next one?
Yeah, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Have you seen the freaking starters?
Oh, is this the one with like the monkey and the cat, like the leaf cat thing?
Yeah. It's not. There's no monkey in this one.
Oh,
there's a duck, a cat, and like a weird dinosaur.
Yeah, they're not even getting creative with these ones. They're just repainting actual animals.
I sent it in Discord.
Yeah.
But it's like, compare that to the original 3 starters.
Also, I really can't get over the fact that the cat his eyes are lopsided. His eyes are.
Yeah.
This is really hurting me.
So it's kind of weird to realize this, but if you go look at, I'm going to send you a picture so we can kind of review this and go over it. Yeah. Oh, we'll also play Smash or Pass with the starter Pokemon.
Wait, all of the starter Pokemon. Okay, here we go.
So if you look at the kind of shift in artistic designs, it happened right after the 4th generation. Right after it.
Oh.
Oshawott on the 5th generation kind of kept that same sort of Piplup vibe. They literally have the same eyes and same nose designs and shit.
Yeah.
But like their bodies are the same, they stand the same. But if you look at like the Pokemon from there, yeah, it kind of got a little quirky with Trico in Halo 3. Please, Pokemon and Halo crossover. Anyway, in the third generation, they kind of got a little weird. They always had like the weird humanoid looking ones and stuff. But
Honestly, like you could see right after Gen 4, like that's when Pokemon really started dropping.
yeah, and
I think Gen 4 was probably my favorite because, Turtwig. I think I actually really loved Turtwig. I loved Piplup. I loved all of the starters in Gen 4, actually.
oh, here's another. Since we're on the topic of Pokemon, another unpopular opinion with Pokemon: shiny Pokemon kind of suck.
Oh, some of them are just straight lazy.
So, like, that's the thing is like, there's maybe a handful of them that are actually cool.
Yeah.
The rest of them, what the hell are you thinking?
Well,
The legendary birds from the Kanto? Sinnoh?
Like-
No, not Kanto. Not Sinnoh. Kanto or Johto, is it? No,
Like,
yeah, it's Kanto.
It's Kanto.
The Kanto.
Because you're thinking Zapdos.
Yeah, Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno.
Yeah.
If you look at them, Zapdos literally just has a
Just a flushed out.
slight darkening of his yellow.
Yeah, isn't he just like a little flushed out yellow?
Just like a little bit more yellow.
P-bird.
Articuno is a lighter blue, just a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
And then Moltres is a pink bird with the same flames.
You know what? It's funny because it's funny you bring this up because literally like a couple days ago I got a thing on my TikTok For You page where it was a guy who was like guess the Pokemon shiny, and I actually couldn't tell which one was shiny and which one wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, to me, a shiny Pokemon should either be like completely inverted colors almost, or like seasonal differences. Like, for example, why not with the starter leaf Pokemon? Why not make their shinies like an autumn color? You know?
Yeah, that would actually make sense. Why not be creative?
Because with the starter fire Pokemon, why not make their flames all blue?
Oh, that would.
I mean, there's like
so
black
cool.
Charizard and stuff, right? Like make them more of like a charcoal with a blue flame. The water Pokemon. I don't really know what you could do for water Pokemon.
I mean, you could probably make them like. That's a good point. I don't know what you would do with water Pokemon. I don't know. Make them red.
No.
Well, I mean, it would be the opposite color, like water and fire.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But in general, there's a lot more you could do to make something a cooler shiny Pokemon. Especially with them being so rare. Why would you want to completely try your entire 5,000 hours to try to get a shiny legendary just to have it look the exact same as your normal one, right? So
unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
What if I think that shiny Pokemon shouldn't even be like different colored Pokemon. They should be different like classes.
Design?
Like no, it's like full on different like elements.
Oh, different. Oh, yeah. Like the fire being a water, or
Have you ever seen the pictures online of people doing the first gen Pokemon, but like opposite elements and stuff like that?
Yeah,
those
it's
are
cool.
So cool.
It's cool to see those designs, and like you said, it's like most of the time the community has better ideas that we would enjoy rather than the company itself making them.
Because the people over at Pokemon, like Niantic and all that... Wait, no, Niantic. Wait, is Niantic the one that does all the Pokemon? Or is that just Pokemon Go?
No, that was just Pokemon Go.
Okay.
Game Freak is usually over Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel like everybody at Game Freak's just walking around the office, and they're just like, next Pokemon. They're holding their pencil, and they're like, Pencil Door. It's
the new... Yeah.
He's not even a grass type, he's a fire type.
He evolves into an eraser and then to an Expo marker eraser with an Expo marker in his hand.
There's one that's just literally an X-Acto knife.
I mean, you're not far off because there is that sword Pokemon.
Oh yeah, that's just straight up... There's two Pokemon that are just straight up a sword and a shield, right?
Pretty much, yeah. I think it's literally a sword and a shield, like one Pokemon, but then there's also like someone's keys. Have you ever seen that stupid ass Pokemon?
No! Somebody's keys.
I'll look this up and show you.
I need to
His
see
name
this.
is Klefki.
Clef. Oh, good God, no. Let's see it.
Here it is now. It's literally just someone's keys, bro.
That is. There's, the first generation, they almost kind of make sense, but you can't tell me that thousands of years ago there was such a thing called as a fucking clef key before humans ever created keys.
Well, yeah, and then okay, the other one that he's a cool design, but it's another thing of like, why? Because it was mainly just like those animal Pokemon that are kind of based off something. Tell me why they have Cofagrigus.
Cofagrigus actually kind of seems interesting. There probably is actually an interesting lore behind him, wouldn't there be?
Well, yeah, there is kind of that, but the thing is like that to me doesn't really show Pokemon. That's not a Pokemon.
Yeah, that's true. That's just straight up a Pharaoh's coffin.
Look at the ghost types and stuff from the original games. How they're still kind of based on animals.
Yeah.
And then there's that.
The first one's got the right idea. I mean, even the first generation really had the right idea in terms of design. I mean, Marowak had the Marowak, yeah, had the skull on his head, or whatever, that basically looked like a Charmander's head, even though it's not. It's the skull of his mom or something like that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people make the point that it kind of looks like a Charizard's skull.
Oh yeah. There's different lore to, I guess, and likability to me in the first gen of Pokemon. I mean, obviously that's what we first started and grew up with. Like that is Pokemon to us.
Yeah, but I mean, it was just so simple,
Here you go. An unpopular opinion. Coughing. Stupid Pokemon.
You mean the one that is just a big old gas ball?
Yep. Fuck that guy. Okay, you know what? I have an idea here. I have these little sprites that I have here from the first gen, and I want to give them to you to compare with the 6th gen, I believe. Hold on. Just look at these little sprite differences.
Yeah, they legit just had a huge different. Okay, and this is the new. Wait, is this the newest gen or
not the newest? This is this is the 5th generation. Okay. Right after Pokemon started kind of falling off. That's obviously when they had Garbodor and
yeah, I see him right.
Fucking Jelly Ball.
Jelly Ball? Which one's Jelly Ball? Are you talking about Muna?
It's Solus or something like that. It's the green ball. It's a jelly ball.
Is it the one that's right above Garbodor?
Right above the Shroom Pokemon, the Pokeball looking ass.
Oh, the one that was literally just somebody's fetus. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks like it has a vagina for a mouth.
Yeah, I'm pretty. This one straight up looks just like an embryo.
You cut out. What did you say?
This one just straight up looks like an embryo, like somebody's embryo.
But in general, you see the differences with it, and like I said, obviously we grew up, whatever. But there's some sort of different type of endearment. Everyone knows Pikachu, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
You know all the original starters. Everyone knows them.
Yeah.
And then you get to the new ones, and everyone's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Once you get further and further, people start losing interest in how many there are. Because how many Pokemon are there now?
Over 1,086 or something like that.
And see, that's the thing. You really start getting to the point of this is just ridiculous now. Because, I mean, look, we could have just stopped right here at a Mungus, and then just and then could have just stopped.
Yeah,
Stop
there's 908.
900. Oh my god.
And then there's probably going to be a lot. Well, who knows? A lot more. There's probably going to be like 50 more in the new Pokemon because they don't know how to add their old Pokemon into their new games like they have been doing for a long time, but they
Yeah.
f***ed up with Sword and Shield and just made it DLC.
See, that's the thing. They don't even want this many Pokemon because they have to cut out a fuck ton of old Pokemon just to fit the new stuff in. And it's like, stop, we don't care about the new stuff. These all suck. There's like a select few out of like this generation that you sent here that like I would want.
Yeah.
You know? Like there's Among Us. I want Among Us so bad, you don't even know. Let's see.
This picture was satisfying. Sorry, I just saw this.
Oh wow, that's actually just a beautiful color palette. Is this gen? This is all of the gens.
It's like everything. Anyway, so in general, Pokemon needs to die, fizzle out, something, or just honestly at a point where it's like I don't know. I want there to be, obviously they're going to lose money, but like I want there to be more custom games, like someone making their own Pokemon games, open world.
Mm-hmm. And
why not just finally release the right to it?
That's the problem. You know, you can't really do anything that Nintendo treats themselves like they're Disney. You know, if anybody uses anything of theirs, they will shut it down before you can even like blink.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. And
yeah, that's
like,
okay.
Okay, then hire them because they got the better idea. These guys can run your company.
Well, that's the thing is like I understand what the gaming companies is like. Well, you're not going to understand completely like what the whole game making process is and how it's going to work, but we're the ones playing the game and we're telling you what we want, and you're not giving us that. You're giving us other garbage.
We're giving you every reason to give you our money, and you're just like, so what if I thought of something? Even though I've never played a Pokemon game, I'm going to think of something better than what you have been saying. Even though you've been playing since, you know, we first released it, when people actually understood what was going on in this universe.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Is like we were asking for a Gen 4 remake for so long. For so long. We finally got it.
Yeah.
I played the hell out of it, and I don't touch it anymore. I got what I needed out of it.
Yeah, at this point, you really just have to just... Pokemon's really gotten to the point they just need the remakes and then let it die after that, you know?
What is the one thing we've been asking for Pokemon for the longest time?
Sex features?
Yes! I want a Pikachu dildo.
No! No! Out of any Pokemon?
No, we want every single generation, at least all one through 4, right? Maybe even 5. Put them all into one giant map. Open world it.
Yeah. I mean,
you
like,
have
those,
the different continents, the different islands. Like, make Pokemon World.
Oh my gosh. Okay, like, I know this is probably going to sound, like, far-fetched. Elder Scrolls Online, but Pokemon.
Why not? Make a giant Pokemon MMO. Other than great. Pokemon Go.
That would be great. Like, honestly, like, at that point you can fit everything in, region-wise, too. That way, like, you really could catch them all. Just keep...
Yeah.
And if you want to keep adding more Pokemon and stuff like that, put them in different regions. Fine by then. But,
yeah,
you know,
make DLC, add them in, and then choose whether you want to buy that DLC or not.
I bet you anything, they would literally destroy the internet if they did something like that.
I would agree. See, that's the thing is like everyone that would listen to this that likes Pokemon, I'm going to tell you 100%. I'm speaking for the people of Pokemon here that we want a game that has all the Pokemon in it, but all in the same game with all the maps. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
that would be
honestly
amazing.
Pokemon Legends Arceus, whatever you say, it's a shit game.
I've never got, like, I think there's, like, one time that I got, like, a little curious, but, like, every time that I've gotten to the point of, like, wanting to purchase it, I can't force myself to do it because it's just not catching enough. I mean, it's just, I'd rather just play Breath of the Wild that has more interesting features.
Yeah, I mean, you're limiting that entire game to something that is, you can't really do anything with the environment. You're gonna ride around a Pokemon. Okay, that's whatever. We
No, but
can do
that's
that
like
in the
it's
normal
like
games.
the step that you need to take towards what we're thinking of. Like you're close, you're just missing the mark.
Yeah, why not like have like a full Pokemon building and crafting game where it's like a Minecraft meet. Obviously, there's like Pixelmon, right? Where you can
Oh
actually
my
use
gosh.
Pokemon to build or use different things, right? Create water or build your own little fort with all your Pokemon in it, your whole fortress, whatever. Just give us something a little bit more creative instead of just an open world go throw Pokeball.
Yeah, I oh my gosh, honestly, Pixelmon, that shit. That shit actually is like the best example of a Pokemon game that I could ever think of.
Sure, it's open world. You have your
I've
full environment.
I mean, you could
Why
like
not?
just run into Pokestops and stuff like that all around your Minecraft world. It looked amazing back in the day. Like even at its lowest point, it looked amazing.
Sure,
I
it's just
think.
it's a cool concept.
Hmm.
That right there is speaking to my child brain. Is like, you want that so bad. It's a little janky with the battling systems in it. I've tried playing it.
Yeah,
It's pretty damn janky.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's been it's been being worked on more for its graphics over the years rather than its like capabilities. But I think it's
Oh
just
yeah.
I think that also has to do with a lot with possible dodging Nintendo.
Oh yeah, because you have to.
Yeah, you gotta stay low profile.
But anyway, we've talked a lot about
Yeah,
Pokemon.
we gotta move on from. I'm surprised Pokemon actually got quite a bit of heat out of us.
Well, I mean, that's one thing that we grew up with and stuff. And you know what? Speaking of Minecraft, why the did they get rid of a lot of these cool ass features from the original Pocket Edition Minecraft?
Oh, you mean like Nether towers and Nether
Yes.
generators?
Why would they get rid of that?
Honestly, I think they should just have that as a fun little feature. They only had it because of the fact that Pocket Edition at the time wasn't able to run the Nether. Even though, like, I think this bullcrap of game consoles not being able to run certain things, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like I said before, I think it was the last episode, I mentioned how Oculus Quest is getting shit like Bone Labs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And it's like, okay, but 2 minutes ago you guys were saying that was not possible on the Quest, even though I'm still rocking like the first generation of Oculus Quest 2s and
Yeah.
everything's running just fine. So what? Like I think you guys are just I just think at this point people are like we can figure it out. It's just complicated to figure it out. So we'll just send off a new console that we know can do it.
Yeah. It's like this extremely overrated way of getting something out there just because you can. I don't know.
Yeah.
People have to spend the money. You're going to make more money. They're going to spend the money anyway.
Yeah.
So why not just throw it out?
I think an unpopular opinion to go with like that Minecraft thing though is unpopular opinion. Minecraft kind of was better in its older days.
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, like there's nothing wrong with Minecraft now, but there's definitely not the same charm as like back in the old days when it was super limited. Back when
Yeah.
it was like you actually had to create like stuff from your imagination just to find something other than now when you were like, "Oh, I want a telephone. Next update, Minecraft has a fucking telephone or some shit."
Yeah. And the thing that I find about Minecraft that honestly gets me is there's no like, for me, I really like leveling systems. I like upgrading my characters. I like feeling like I'm putting a lot of effort into my character.
Mhm.
With Minecraft, yeah, it's that kind of thing where you kind of have this leveling system, but it's terrible.
Yeah,
I've always thought that the leveling system in Minecraft has been just overall shit.
yeah,
You have to get all these things just to enchant an item. I get that, but it doesn't really feel rewarding enough to me because eventually that item's gonna break.
yeah, and I think, yeah, I kind of agree because there's Like I refuse to make certain armors and stuff like that because I know it's gonna break. I'm so like I'm very conservative when it comes to video games because I'm like, well, what if I'm gonna need this later and then I never
Yeah.
use it and then I just get really bored of it.
With Minecraft though, it's like yeah, I still love that game so much, but it's becoming again too complicated.
Mm-hmm.
There all these new features they're adding in are just getting like really weird. For instance, the like the new mob that they're adding with the freaking frog update.
Like the warden, or you just mean the frog?
No, the Allay, I think it's called.
Oh yeah.
It's something dish to go pick up your item and bring it to you, but it can only do it within a certain amount of radius. So it's like
They honestly, I think
okay,
they're lying in the point of like calling this like the Wildlands update or something like that, whatever they're calling it. I think this is really just this is the modern update because the Allay, honestly, at first I really hated it, but I bet you anything like they're gonna kind of like it's going to revolutionize Redstone along with basically wireless Redstone with the new like block with the warden and stuff like that.
yeah, the new like the skulk block or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
it is.
and it like senses things, so it's wireless redstone.
Yeah, which cool, but we've kind of had that in mods anyway.
Yeah,
There's mods that'll do that for you. And that's another thing I want to talk about is modding. Why are people not allowing mods in their game? It's not going to cost you any money to just leave it open. Yeah, I mean, obviously people aren't going to pay for whatever.
the thing is that this is the thing. A lot more things are being more open with modding now. A lot of companies are actually kind of being more open with it, but not in a good way. This is the unpopular opinion. Mods should not cost money.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think this is a good way for modding creators to kind of get themselves out there to like get into programming and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't think mods themselves should cost money. First of all, like they're already not not completely supported, and when they are, they're just like they're being monetized.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the payment for mods. Like I kind of am okay with the ones on like Skyrim and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
but they're at least giving these people jobs. You know,
Yeah, that's true.
These people are actually working for Bethesda at this point now,
Yeah.
and
But
so
that's the thing though is like what I mean, the people that are creating the mods go support their Patreon if you like them, right? Like they should have a Patreon. If you really like what they're doing, obviously they're going to need money.
yeah.
But it still has to be like an option. They're creating that because they want to. But yeah, you can go support them. Why not we have that
I think
more?
there needs to be a lot more I think there needs to be a lot more like free content with the option to support. We played a long time ago. We played Summerland on a live stream. At the very
Yeah.
end of his game, he gives you the option to. He's like, "Hey, this is a free game, but if you want, you can buy the album for this game, and that's how you can support me."
Yeah.
Or even just tip him. And it's like, that's an amazing idea. That's great. Even in his most recent game, I mean, like, I played The Colossus is Coming, and even that one, like, that entire game was just kind of an advertisement for his Spotify album.
Yeah, that's cool.
But while also giving it lore. And at the very end, he's like, you could buy this album or you could just go listen to it on Spotify. Either way, it's supporting me in some way. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. He's an amazing creator. He's like, I'm going to give you guys and give and give. And you guys, if you feel like it, give back to me.
Yeah. It's a hobby. And he's doing something he likes, right? That's the thing is there just needs to be more of an open modding kind of thing with it. Or more Forge type modes like Halo has done.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's more of community based where it's like all these people can go and create their own maps. and then you can hold competitions.
Exactly.
Halo
Exactly.
Forge isn't even going to be coming out until like September now.
Of like next year.
Uh, yeah, we'll see.
I don't
We'll
even
see
think it's
what
coming out
happens.
this year. I think it's next year.
No, the September is going to be the beta. Halo, die.
Just dial. I think this is another thing. Like Halo, they've been trying to find a back route into quitting, but then they just keep pushing more and more out. It's like
And
each
obviously,
game
we're
is an ending to his story, but he keeps coming back.
because he's Master Chief.
Exactly.
But that's the thing, dude. Why not have more creative content in your game to prolong the game's life?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I like most about like the Halo Reach, Halo 2, Halo 4, Halo I don't know if Halo 3 had it too. They're just going back and just dicking around with your friends, doing random shit, dropping whatever you want, shooting each other,
Oh my gosh.
building what you want, building bases, having base wars.
I think it was three. I think it was three that had it. The elephant
Yeah,
vehicle and just fucking around on Forge, and then all of a sudden you flip it, and they're like, "What? How? How did you even do this?" Like the little
me, me and my brothers literally played that like a month or two ago. We went back to Halo 3 Forge on the MCC, and we messed around in the elephants.
dude. I unpopular opinion, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty accepted opinion. Halo died after Reach.
Yeah,
Halo
it
Reach
did.
was such a great game, and it
The opinion is it's not even an opinion. It's fact that
it's fact.
when Bungie left Halo, stopped producing and sold Halo, that's when the game died.
Mm-hmm.
They had the right mindset for Halo. That was their game. When 343 took over, it became something else.
Yeah.
It was not Halo. I love Halo 4 and Halo 5's multiplayer. It was so fun. It was customizable. You had different things that you could do. You had different guns. Just it was honestly fun and fast paced, but not really Halo.
No. I mean, we're slowly moving into advanced warfare, like Call of Duty Advanced Warfare with Halo. Look, I think my favorite feature about Infinite was its grapple hook, even if it was kind of unlore accurate to Halo because of the fact that they weigh like thousands of pounds.
Yeah,
um, like I don't know. I thought it was just fun. Like I think I don't know why grapple hooks are so fun to me. That's like probably my favorite thing out of Infinite, but other than that, like Infinite was very bland.
yeah.
And I think more and more they really want to push the idea that Chief is this unstoppable beast. But here's another thing that's going to be an unpopular opinion. I think Chief's story was always meant to end with Chief dying.
Yeah.
I think he really needs to die for Halo to truly end because of the fact that like everything around Halo really centers around him. And I think this idea that any character that in your like all these main characters that are just unstoppable forces and stuff like that, there's not really much interesting factor to an unstoppable force.
Well, where's the risk, right?
Yeah,
People like the
exactly.
risk is like you're doing this because you're putting yourself in danger. You're doing it to save all these other people. You need to have an end. I was thinking about like Halo Reach. The main characters, y'all die. The
Exactly.
end mission,
Only one lives.
maybe. I mean, we don't really know what happened to him.
George or not George.
June
June. Yeah.
or June or John, whatever you want to say.
I thought
But I mean, you kind of you feel like he's still alive, but then again, like you never know,
I
kind
mean,
of thing.
it's never confirmed, but wait until
But
343.
but that was the
Out of
thing, though,
ideas.
right? They kill off all these really cool, endearing characters to make you draw on like you have to keep going, you have to keep going, and then with Noble at the end, the what do they call that mission? The Lone Wolf, where you literally just have your last stand.
The mission objective: survive.
Yeah, it's literally that.
Um,
But you're literally fine, and then when you die, that's the end of the story.
exactly. I
That's where
mean,
it ends.
I think that's the thing is that I think Reach really pointed out that the quote in all Halo games up until Reach was Spartans never die. But it's Reach that shows the reality. Spartans die, and they die fucking a lot. And
Yeah,
stuff like in the fall of Reach, like so many Spartans die. It's insane.
but yeah, it's like yeah, Master Chief is the last of the Mark twos, the Mark two Spartans, and it's like yeah, they're like
Yeah,
some of the strongest. But if you think about it, he's the last of them, one of the last of them.
that's
Well, you're
true.
not going to get to the last of them if they don't die.
Exactly. I think even Chief himself knows that like I lore wise in the games, I don't. I think Chief knows exactly his like backstory and stuff like that. I think he understands it. I think at this point he just is at the point of like I know that my past doesn't matter towards my future. If I die, it's going to be taking out the Covenant to save humanity. Like this is his mission now, and that's where the show fails. Is because this is like this not even a. It's all selfish stuff. Like oh, you kidnapped me when I was a child and made me be a super soldier. It's like no, Chief. The Chief we all know and love truly understands that like my past doesn't matter. What matters now is the fact that we have a serious problem and all of humanity is going to die, and I will stop it or I will die trying.
Yeah,
And Chief knows that. I think everybody, the unpopular opinion here is that everybody needs to accept that Chief has to die. And that's
yeah,
coming from a huge Master Chief fan.
and don't show his face.
No, no. If oh my god, I swear to god, 343, if you decide to kill Chief off like we want, like what I'm saying here, and you decide to show his face at the very end, fuck you. I will actually destroy any copy of Halo I ever owned.
And you know what I would be okay with is at the end maybe he's like blowing up the last Halo ring, right? And he has to die for it because he has to shove a tube up his butt to like suction out something. Who knows, right? At the end, if he's like sitting there and he takes off his helmet, but you only see the backside of him talking to someone or something, or comms, and he puts his helmet to the side and he dies.
You know what? I think the backside of his head is the most appropriate amount of Chief we should ever see.
I think so. Leave it at that. We don't need any more. We just need to know that he dies.
Exactly.
And that's fine. We'll move on. Halo is dead at that point. Make another Halo Reach, an ODST. Just some other side story. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
It's like Final Fantasy. It's like this point. At this point, nobody wants to start it because they don't know where to start. And we're on Infinite, and we're already at the point of like I don't even know where to begin with Halo or end because every time it seems like there's going to be an end. Like at the end of 3, he's missing in action, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, 4, he's suddenly on a UNSC ship.
Hi.
Like,
He's
there's no
literally in a
explanation.
tube.
There's no explanation of how he got onto a UNSC ship, even if that ship, because he supposedly crashed into the ground on a UNSC ship, but then all of a sudden there's a UNSC ship that's been destroyed, and he's in it. So there's no explanation of how that happened.
No.
Unless you probably dive into the lore where they're like, oh yeah, he actually shot himself into space and then a ship found him before they could announce that they found him. It shuts down and they die or some shit. I don't know. Something stupid. It's the 343 explanation that they probably can come up with while they're sitting in the bathroom crying to themselves, talking about how they ruined Halo.
Yeah. But they're never going to say themselves that they ruined Halo.
No.
Why would they?
I think we have enough time for one more unpopular opinion. I think this is something we could easily come back to, because I think we have a lot to complain about.
Yeah.
We didn't even scratch the surface on what I wrote down, and I was actually worried that I wouldn't have enough. So
Yeah.
this is good here. I think there's one thing I really have to just get out. Um, People are gonna hate me for this. I like battle passes more than I like paid DLCs.
Yeah.
I think the idea that a lot of games are kind of focusing on now lately with battle passes and then free DLC updates and stuff like that, I think that's good. Because before, DLCs were truly something that was like, it was just totally scamming people. It was content that was done when the game was first finished, but they were like, no, cut all of this out. We're going to push this content and all of this side stuff will save so that we can charge them another $60 for.
Yeah.
And it was just snaky. Now, with battle passes, a lot of them are this is kind of going into, it's like, I think it is kind of, certain areas are making it a little bit online gambly, but others are kind of going along the lines of like, you don't need this. We are giving this to you as an option because it is cosmetics. You do not need this to play the game. You do not need this to enjoy the game. This is just for if you feel like it. And
Yeah.
I think we need to start like kind of appropriating that more than, hey, I see that you wanted to play this level of John Wick punching down Master Chief in the newest Mass Effect series, but we actually decided that we didn't want you to play that because we wanted to charge you extra money for that. I think the only appropriate time for a paid DLC is if you truly didn't have this idea until later. But these companies really don't have these ideas later. They plan for this the whole time, and then they hold it back. Because right after the game comes out, they give you the option to pay for stuff that they have planned in the future, which is stuff that's already being worked on, but they just specifically held back to release it at a later date.
Yeah. But see, that's why I've liked the Call of Duty model for a while. This 2019 one specifically, we've talked about it before. Their battle pass, obviously, it encourages you to play the game because when you play through the battle pass, you pretty much only have to buy a battle pass once.
Yeah.
And then you'll earn enough points to buy the next one, and then you can do the next one, and then it just keeps going. If you play the game, you're getting rewarded for playing the game. But exactly. The other way that they support the game is by adding, honestly, really cool cosmetics that aren't outlandish, other than the fact of like the Attack on Titan one's a little outlandish.
Yeah.
But like, it's not super out of the way. Like for me, I really like the like Grim Reaper scan that comes with the FAL that has green tracers, with the what is it? The ISO gun that has green tracers. Like, yeah. And the kill effect that you get is like a skull comes out of like a wisp skull comes out. That to me is like a cool cosmetic because it's like I'm a cool looking dude. I have my favorite gun that I'm using. Why not? I'll buy that. That's cool. It's just a cosmetic.
Honestly, I don't like. It is kind of like, it is a little snaky, but I'm a little fine with it because of the fact it's like, it's only snaky because they know that a lot of people have this like fear of missing out kind of thing. And when you see everybody have this like new Godzilla pack for Call of Duty, all of a sudden you're like, man, the stuff in this is pretty cool. Even though there's no point to me getting it, it would just kind of be cool because then like,
it looks cool.
Yeah, all of a sudden you hop into a party with your friends and they're like, oh, you got the Godzilla pack. And it's like, it's a little bit of a...
Oh, you got the Godzilla pack!
Did I say it like that?
You turned into like a Scottish person. Oh, he's got the Godzilla
pack. Yeah. Basically that, you know?
Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is just like you're just buying something for the cool factor. You're not adding Master Chief to COD to come milk every single person into buying it kind of thing. Although the Godzilla and King Kong thing is, it's kind of weird that they're doing that because it doesn't really fit in the universe.
Well, the fact is, it came out so late.
Yeah, exactly.
Godzilla versus
it
Kong
was coming out.
Hold on, sorry. Godzilla versus Kong came out like 2 years ago.
Was it? That was like last year. It could have been 2 years ago. I could be like, hold on. Let's see. Let's see. King Kong versus Godzilla.
No, it came out a year ago.
Yeah.
Early 2021.
And it only got a 6.3 on IMDb.
75 on Rotten Tomatoes. I honestly, it wasn't that bad. It was bad, but not that bad.
I actually still haven't seen it.
I think the worst part about it was the addition of Mechagodzilla. And which was sad because I actually was kind of hyped for Mechagodzilla.
Sure. But that's the thing is like, yeah, it's coming out at a really weirdly later time, then why not promote it at the time that it was coming out?
Yeah, I don't understand some of these newer, like... I don't understand these in-game events things, because even... I'm pretty sure what you can do is you can actually, like, watch King Kong versus Godzilla. But you know there's just gonna... your event is just gonna get ruined by one kid who's already seen it and just runs around and kills everybody.
Yeah.
But see, like one person ruining it for everybody.
Maybe, well, see, here's the thing. This might be another unpopular opinion that we might have to come back to, but I don't like in-game events that end. Does that make sense?
Not really. Explain.
So, when you have something that changes in the world, but it only does it for like 2 weeks, and then it goes back to normal, to me, that's just kind of lazy, because it's like, you're just milking that, and then you're just going to take it away to come back at some other time to milk it again.
You mean how they made people think that Fortnite was going to shut down forever, and then 2 weeks later they brought it back?
Yeah, they got us hyped that it was shutting down. But that's the thing, is like, just, if you're going to add something cool to a game, keep it in the game. Don't just take it out, rip it away from us and then add it back later. You might as well just keep all the game modes so you can go back and play what you want. Mm-hmm. And it's about playing what you want.
I think Fortnite is a huge, like, problem with that, because you know they're just going to go in an infinite loop of introducing, like, oh, here's Doctor Strange, and then they're like, oh, Doctor Strange is gone, and then two Star Wars DLCs later, they're like, oh, here's Doctor Strange again, here's the Marvel crossover, and here, it's canon in the MC, like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe or some shit. I don't know. And then it's like, oh, and then it's gone. Also, Fortnite is canon and Master Chief. God of War is here too. John Wick. It's like, stop. They're just gonna have this infinite loop.
From Pokemon.
I bet. Oh my god. I bet you.
They will. They have to.
They're gonna have a Pokemon crossover. It's gonna ruin it. It's gonna be.
Well, that's the thing though, is they just have enough money to just buy a right to a character, put it in the game, and just it doesn't really do much other than make people come all over their game.
I mean, it's true. They have all the money in the world. All the money from kids, like 12-year-olds' mom's credit cards.
Yeah.
Because, you know, the kid have suffered a gambling addiction after buying too many skins on Fortnite and used his mom's credit card without her knowing.
Well, yeah, but it's that same thing of, like, the fear of missing out, of if you don't play this event, you're gonna miss out. Mm-hmm. But then the thing is with that is, what if, okay, I mean, to put this in a really dark sense, if you're doing that, what if someone passes away in your family and you're not able to play that week?
Oh my god, that's a very dark sense. What the fuck?
But think about it.
That's true.
You're gonna miss out, but it's something you love. But you are obviously almost contractually obligated to go to a family member. Duh.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is like, stop adding stuff to a game for a short amount of time. Exactly. Just add it to the game. Let us play it. I mean, whenever we want.
Destiny
go back
has
to
tried
it.
to deal with it with like events that they keep bringing back, like Guardian games.
Well, yeah, that's like a yearly thing, right? It's like the Olympics.
Yeah.
That's a yearly thing. It comes back and you can go do it.
Exactly.
I mean, that's coming up here like next week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's like those cool events that are like yearly. Why not? That's fine. But it's more of like with Destiny right now that I don't like is the content vaulting. I understand the point of it because it's like it'll make the game too big, but they just rip out all this old content and they're like, yeah, you're not going to be able to play that right now until later.
Yeah, it's
And
it's
so they
another one of
cycle it
those
out, and you
things
can't
where
really
it's
play
like
anything.
it's another one of those things I just don't believe it because there's stuff like on Xbox they literally have what's it called? Uh, it's the space one that kind of failed.
No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky, yeah, they have that, which is just an infinitely generated universe. So,
Yeah.
don't even give me that bull crap that they can't put everything of Destiny out.
Well, that's the thing though. Is COD is double what it is. COD in general, Warzone, with all that its content, is like over 200 something gigs. Destiny is only like 130 something, but they're still on both console and PC.
It's just stupid. They're
It's a
not
stupid
putting.
and lazy excuse. It really is.
Yeah, they're just not putting the right resources in the right places.
No,
Yeah.
you're taking away from something. Fuck you.
Well, I honestly think we should reach back into this and maybe even get some other opinions from people if we can. This is a shout out to go follow the Twitter account. Also, another shout out to Jimmy Slaughter who made our logo for the for the podcast. He's been very active on Twitter. He's also been kind of advertising the podcast a lot on his own. So shout out to him.
Yeah, please go check him out. What's his handle, Brennan?
Blah 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 blah.
Can you hurry and look that up?
I'm looking it up right now. It's most likely gonna be right.
I talked to him. He said he's going to be starting to put his art on there. So, like, go support him and his art and all that stuff. It's really cool. He has a really cool mind with that. So,
You can
definitely
follow
go
him,
check him out.
You can follow him on Twitter at Data Slaughter.
Spell it.
At DATASLAUGHTER. Sorry,
There you go.
dyslexic.
But yeah, I mean, just in general, go check out his art. Like you said, he did our album cover.
Yeah, he did our album.
he made our album. I don't know what do we call it. What is that called?
It's our show. It's our show art.
Our show art. There you go. All
Show
right.
art,
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Go and check out the Virtually Nerdy YouTube channel. We got some live streams coming out, and those have been really fun to do. Justin, I'm sure you want to announce a thing.
Yeah. I'm pregnant.
Oh, God.
No, please go check out Twinamagins on YouTube. TWINAGA Gins. I forgot how to spell it.
Yep. Yeah. And,
You can just cut that out. Go follow Twinamagins and go check us out on YouTube at Twinamagins. We do live streams every day. So come check us out. I post videos. Now I'm doing them 2 times a week, every Wednesday and Saturday. So
woo! I don't really know how to end this, by the way, so...
okay, bye.